ability that he has previously exercised to oversee the investigation and decide where, when, and whether to file charges. The special counsel will not be subject to the day-to-day supervision of any official of the department, but he must comply with the regulations, procedures, and policies of the department. Consistent with the special counsel regulations, at the conclusion of Mr. Weiss's work, he will provide me with a report explaining the prosecution or declination decisions reached by him. As with each special counsel who has served since I have taken office, I am committed to making as much of his report public as possible, consistent with legal requirements and department policy. Today's announcement affords the prosecutors, agents, and analysts working on this matter the ability to proceed with their work expeditiously and to make decisions indisputably guided only by the facts and the law. The men and women undertaking this investigation are public servants who have dedicated their careers to protecting the citizens of this country. The appointment of Mr. Weiss reinforces for the American people the department's commitment to both independence and accountability in particularly sensitive matters. I am confident that Mr. Weiss will carry out his responsibility in an even-handed and urgent manner and in accordance with the highest traditions of this department. Thank you.
If U.S. Attorney Weiss had the authorities he needed.
All right, Sebastian. So David Weiss, special counsel on Hunter Biden case. I know we were just starting to talk about the timing of this, the Friday. Obviously, this could also hamper GOP investigations, couldn't it, as well, now that this is really going to be an ongoing investigation with the appointment of a special counsel? Seb, can you hear us? Okay, we had
froze
up there, but Joe diGenova, Victoria Toensing joining us live, obviously with reaction to Merrick Garland speaking just moments ago. We do have both of them standing by. And Victoria, you are shaking your head. I'm going to let you get right into it, your reaction to this. Welcome in on a Friday.
You got me. I got to close my mouth before you got me. He's keeping the fox in charge of the chicken coop. It's the same fox in the same chicken coop. It's embarrassing. You should have gotten somebody else that had never looked at the facts and had never offered Hunter Biden a sweetheart plea deal.
So you think this is just basically they're coming under pressure, so it's the optics of it. They're trying to look like they're doing something, but in reality, you don't think anything's going to get done.
Yes, that's exactly what happened here. Listen, this was never in the cards until the place blew up over the guilty plea, and what a travesty it was. What an embarrassment for the Department of Justice. It was a fraud on the court when it was presented to the court, the plea deal. The judge recognized it. She threw it back in their face. She did it politely, but it was an embarrassment for the U.S. Attorney's Office up there, and they all should be embarrassed up in that office. And that is precisely why he should have appointed some well-known legal figure to head up this investigation. Let's remember what David Weiss did. He refused to allow search warrants to be executed for Hunter Biden's property. He wouldn't allow the Biden people to be interviewed as part of the investigation. And now they're going to put him in charge of the so-called special counsel investigation. This is an embarrassment for Merrick Garland, but he is beyond embarrassment. He had to do this because he was forced to do so.
And also, David Weiss was being called in to speak to Congress, and Merrick Garland said, sure, he can come in after the August recess. So what does that mean with this appointment? Does that now be put on hold, and now he can't speak anymore? That's what I'm reading from this, but you guys are the experts.
Well, I'm sure that the Justice Department will argue that he can't come in because he's now doing some very, very special investigation as a special counsel. Listen. Let's get it really straight. He is not a Trump appointee. Do you think anybody could become U.S. attorney or a judge in Delaware without Joe Biden's approval? Joe Biden owns Delaware. This is a person who is friends with the Biden family. This is not an independent Trump U.S. attorney.
By the way, he's going to use the same arguments now that he was going to use while he was just the United States attorney investigating the case. He would come up and discuss certain things, but he would never get into the kind of things that Congress really wanted to know about. That was a delay tactic originally, And your sense on this, Bianca, is absolutely right. They're going to throw it up as an obstacle to further testimony, but Congress needs to ignore that. They need to do their job. They need to get the bank records. They need to find out whether or not there are offshore accounts with the Biden family. It's now clear after the Comer memo that there is enough evidence to impeach the president right now. I know Congress doesn't want to do that, and they're right to get some more records, particularly the bank records. But in order to get the bank records of the president, they're going to have to start an impeachment inquiry, because that will give them greater legal firepower when the president tries to suppress the subpoenas and goes to court.
But
Well,
I
we
still
know-
want to know one more thing, and I would like to see Merrick Garland and David Weiss before the same panel in Congress, in the House, and answer the questions. Did Weiss have the authority to bring a case in D.C. and L.A., or did he not?
Well, speaking of impeachment, Representative Greg Steube has filed articles of impeachment against Biden to start that process. So, stay tuned on that. We'll see.
And, Merrick Garland, under oath, did say that Weiss had full authority, which then those IRS whistleblowers did contradict in their testimony, and they cited an email, Joe and Victoria, of other people that were in the room who heard this. So there are people who could corroborate perhaps that conversation. The email did say you had it right. So, it's kind of getting into the weeds here, but these are very important details as we look at not only now the special appointment of David Weiss, but what has been done. As many say, he slow walked the Hunter Biden tax gun probe for 5 years, and now the statute of limitations coming up in October. Final thoughts here. We're going to take a quick break, but final thoughts here as we go into the break before we leave, and just want to get your final takeaways.
Well, the first thing David Weiss should do is have Biden's attorneys sign a tolling agreement, which means you put the statute of limitations on hold or in abeyance.
Doubt they will want to do that. Joe and Victoria, though, thank you so much.
Gotta leave it there. Thanks, guys.
Good to see
You
you.
bet. Thank you.